Hi everyone, and thanks for clicking on this video. If you're new to Shivers and Stories, on this channel we go over urban legends, mysteries, unsolved crime, folklore and mythology. If that interests you, please consider subscribing. Now let's talk about witches. Witches have captivated human imagination for centuries, weaving their way into folklore, literature and popular culture. They are shrouded in mystery, their origins tracing back to ancient times and civilizations. From ancient civilizations to modern times, witches have been both feared and revered, embodying the duality of human nature. Witches have often been blamed for misfortune and illness, becoming scapegoats in times of crisis. Yet they have also been seen as healers and wise women, offering remedies and guidance to their communities. The concept of a witch has evolved and changed significantly over the centuries. It has been shaped by cultural beliefs, religious doctrines, and social anxieties, reflecting the fears and hopes of different eras. In the ancient world, witches were often seen as sorcerers, wielding powers beyond the ordinary. They were believed to possess supernatural powers capable of influencing the natural world. These powers could be used for good or evil, depending on the intentions of the witch. As societies developed, so too did the image of the witch, becoming more complex and multifaceted. During the Middle Ages, the witch became a scapegoat for societal ills and misfortunes. They were blamed for everything from plagues to crop failures, seen as the cause of widespread suffering. This period saw the rise of witch hunts, a dark chapter marked by fear and persecution. It was a dark chapter in human history filled with tragedy and injustice. Despite persecution, the belief in witchcraft persisted and continued to evolve, adapting to new contexts. Today, the image of the witch is more complex than ever, embodying both ancient traditions and modern interpretations. Some view witches with fear and suspicion, associating them with dark forces. Others see them as symbols of empowerment and feminine strength, representing resilience and independence. This essay will delve into the enigmatic origins of witches, tracing their journey through history. It will explore their historical significance, examining how they have been perceived and portrayed. It will examine the evolution of beliefs about witchcraft, highlighting the shifts in societal attitudes. Finally, it will analyze the relevance of witch lore in modern times, considering its impact on contemporary culture and identity. What do you think makes witches so enduringly fascinating? Is it their mysterious powers, their historical significance, or something else entirely? Let us know in the comments below. The concept of witchcraft is deeply rooted in ancient history, spanning across various cultures and epochs. Evidence suggests that belief in magic and sorcery was prevalent in many early civilizations, influencing their daily lives and societal structures. Have you ever wondered how these beliefs shaped their societies? Ancient Egyptians, for example, believed in magic as an integral part of their religion and culture. What do you think motivated their reliance on magic? They practiced forms of divination and healing rituals, often seeking guidance from the gods. Can you imagine the impact of these rituals on their daily lives? In ancient Mesopotamia, there were practitioners of magic who played significant roles in their communities. How do you think these practitioners were viewed by their peers? They were known as sorcerers or witches, wielding power that was both revered and feared. What might have been the consequences of possessing such power? These individuals were believed to possess profound knowledge and wisdom. How do you think they acquired and maintained their knowledge? They could manipulate the forces of nature, using their skills to benefit or curse others. What ethical dilemmas might they have faced? They could influence the will of the gods, acting as intermediaries between the divine and mortal realm. How do you think this role affected their status in society? Ancient Greece and Rome also had their share of magical practitioners who were integral to their mythologies and daily life. What similarities and differences do you see between these cultures and others? These individuals were both feared and respected, often holding positions of power and influence. How do you think they balanced fear and respect? Ancient texts, such as the Greek magical papyri, provide insights into ancient magical practices and beliefs. What can we learn from these ancient texts today? These texts contain spells, incantations, and rituals that were meticulously recorded and passed down through generations. How do you think these practices evolved over time? They offer a glimpse into the beliefs and practices of ancient witches, revealing a complex and rich tradition. What aspects of these traditions do you find most fascinating? These examples demonstrate that belief in witchcraft was widespread in the ancient world, transcending geographical and cultural boundaries. How do you think these ancient beliefs compare to modern perceptions of witchcraft? The Malleus Maleficarum, or Hammer of Witches, was a treatise on witchcraft, written to provide a comprehensive guide on the subject. It was written in 1486 by Heinrich Kramer, a man deeply involved in the religious and judicial systems of his time. Kramer was a Dominican monk, a member of a religious order known for its strict adherence to doctrine. The book became a key text in the witch hunts that swept across Europe during the early modern period, influencing both legal and social practices. The Malleus Maleficarum demonized witchcraft, portraying it as a grave threat to Christian society. It accused witches of heresy, apostasy, and a pact with the devil, painting them as enemies of the faith. The book provided detailed instructions for identifying, interrogating, and executing suspected witches, often through brutal means. The Malleus Maleficarum had a profound impact on the persecution of witchcraft. It fueled mass hysteria and widespread fear. It led to the deaths of tens of thousands of people, many of whom were innocent. The witch hunts reached their peak in the 16th and 17th centuries, spreading across continents. They were particularly brutal in Europe and colonial America, where fear and superstition ran rampant. Women were the primary targets of these persecutions, often seen as more susceptible to the devil's influence. They were often accused of witchcraft based on flimsy evidence, such as rumors or personal vendettas. This included accusations of strange behavior, healing powers, or simply being an outcast in their communities. The witch hunts were a dark chapter in human history, marked by fear, ignorance, and cruelty. They serve as a reminder of the dangers of religious extremism and mass hysteria, lessons that remain relevant today. What do you think about the impact of the Malleus Maleficarum on society? How might our understanding of history change if we look at it through the lens of fear and superstition? How can we ensure that such mass hysteria and persecution do not happen again? What lessons can we learn from the witch hunts to apply in today's world? The Salem witch trials were a series of hearings and prosecutions of people accused of witchcraft in colonial Massachusetts between February 1692 and May 1693. The trials were a result of a combination of factors. These included religious extremism, social tensions, and possibly ergot poisoning. The trials began in Salem Village. They quickly spread to other parts of Massachusetts. More than 200 people were accused of witchcraft. 20 people were executed. The trials had a devastating impact on the community. They left a lasting legacy of fear and suspicion. The Salem witch trials serve as a cautionary tale about the dangers of mass hysteria and the importance of due process. What lessons can we learn from this dark chapter in history? How can we ensure that such hysteria never takes hold again? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Witchcraft in the Enlightenment and Romantic eras. The Enlightenment, a philosophical movement that emphasized reason and scientific inquiry, had a significant impact on beliefs about witchcraft. How did the rise of scientific thought challenge traditional views on witchcraft? As scientific knowledge advanced, belief in magic and superstition began to decline among the educated elite. Do you think science completely eradicated these beliefs, or did they persist in some form? However, witchcraft continued to fascinate artists, writers, and intellectuals during the Romantic era. What might have drawn these creative minds to the themes of witchcraft and the supernatural? Romanticism, a literary and artistic movement that emphasized emotion, imagination, and the supernatural, revived interest in folklore and mythology. How did the Romantic era's focus on emotion and imagination influence the portrayal of witchcraft? Writers such as Goethe and the brothers Grimm incorporated themes of witchcraft and the supernatural into their works. Can you think of any modern works that continue this tradition of blending witchcraft with storytelling? The rise of Wicca and modern paganism. The 20th century witnessed a revival of interest in witchcraft. What sparked this renewed fascination? This led to the emergence of Wicca as a recognized religion. Have you ever wondered how Wicca differentiates itself from other spiritual paths? Wicca, a neo-pagan religion, draws inspiration from ancient pagan beliefs and practices. What ancient traditions do you think have influenced modern Wicca the most? It emphasizes reverence for nature, the divine feminine, and the interconnectedness of all things. How do these principles resonate with you? Wicca was introduced to the public in the 1950s by Gerald Gardner, a retired British civil servant. What role do you think Gardner played in shaping modern Wicca? Gardner claimed that Wicca was a continuation of an ancient pagan religion that had survived underground for centuries. Do you believe in the continuity of ancient traditions in modern practices? Wicca gained popularity in the latter half of the 20th century. What factors do you think contributed to its widespread acceptance? It has since spread throughout the world. How do you see Wicca influencing global spiritual practices today? Wicca is just one example of the resurgence of paganism in modern times. What other pagan traditions are you curious about? Other pagan traditions such as Druidry and Asatru have also experienced a revival. How do you think these revivals impact our understanding of spirituality? Witches in popular culture, from literature to film. Witches have long been a staple of popular culture, appearing in literature, art, film, and television. What is your favorite portrayal of a witch in literature or film? From Shakespeare's iconic portrayal of the three witches in Macbeth to the Wicked Witch of the West in The Wizard of Oz, witches have captivated audiences for centuries. How do you think the portrayal of witches has evolved over time? In recent decades, there has been a surge in the popularity of witches in popular culture. Television shows, such as Charmed, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and American Horror Story have featured witches as central characters. The Harry Potter series, with its depiction of a magical world where witches and wizards coexist with muggles, has further fueled the public's fascination with witchcraft. What impact do you think these modern portrayals have on our understanding of witches? The modern witch embracing empowerment and spirituality. Today, the image of the witch is more complex and multifaceted than ever before. For many modern witches, witchcraft is a path of personal empowerment, spiritual exploration, and connection to nature. Modern witches come from diverse backgrounds and embrace a wide range of beliefs and practices. Some modern witches identify as Wiccan, while others practice other forms of paganism or follow their own eclectic paths. Despite their differences, modern witches often share a common interest in magic, ritual, and the exploration of the mysteries of life and death. How do you embrace empowerment and spirituality in your life? What practices help you connect with your inner self and the natural world? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. The enduring fascination with witchcraft. The enduring fascination with witchcraft can be attributed to several factors. What draws you to the mysteries of witchcraft? Witchcraft offers a sense of wonder and mystery in a world that often feels disenchanted. Do you seek a deeper connection with the unknown? It provides a framework for understanding the unknown and for connecting with something larger than oneself. How do you find meaning in the mystical? Witchcraft also appeals to those who feel marginalized or disempowered. Have you ever felt empowered by embracing alternative beliefs? Historically, women accused of witchcraft were often those who challenged societal norms or who possessed knowledge or skills that were feared or misunderstood. What do you think about the historical persecution of witches? Today, many people find empowerment in embracing the image of the witch as a symbol of feminine strength, independence, and rebellion against patriarchal structures. How do you see the modern witch as a symbol of empowerment? The legacy of witches in the modern world. From ancient beliefs in magic and sorcery to the modern revival of witchcraft as a path of spiritual exploration and personal empowerment, the concept of the witch has evolved significantly over time. While witches were once feared and persecuted, they are now increasingly viewed as symbols of feminine strength, wisdom, and connection to nature. The legacy of witches in the modern world is complex and multifaceted. Witchcraft continues to fascinate and inspire, offering a sense of wonder, mystery, and empowerment in a world that often feels disenchanted. What do you think about the modern perception of witches? How has the legacy of witches influenced your view of spirituality and empowerment? Share your thoughts and join the conversation about the enduring legacy of witches in today's world. Thank you so much for watching. What did you think about the sources we used? Do you have any favorite books or articles on the topic? Please like and subscribe to stay up to date on new content.